Do you enjoy art? Yes, I am in love with art, especially music and uh, film, because I just think that art is a great way to convey in your imagination and to express yourself to the world. And honestly, art is uh, some of the one of the rare things that can bring people from all around the world together. So yeah, I enjoy art. Is art popular in your country? Um, Most definitely, namely music, painting, and film. Do you think children should learn art? Um, yeah, in fact, I am. I I think that children should at least like take any form of art in the from the primary school, because you see, right, art is a way for children, not just children but everyone, to express themselves and to kind of manifest their imagination to reality. And those two is, in my opinion, is very crucial to children, right? Especially creativities, because having the power of imagination is uh, it is limitless, right? So for this for the education system to nurture it at such a young age will create a I was I would say a smarter and more like creative generation. That's what I'm trying to say. Describe a piece of art that you like. That you like. Mm, so I would like to talk about uh, a painting from the surrealist artist named Rene Magritte, and its name is The Son of the Man. And I first saw this painting online in one of the show that I was watching. I think it was a, mm, a deep dive into the history of surreal art or something, surrealism. And one of them sparked my interest. It was a painting, as I said, by Rene Magritte, of a man. But the weird things about it is that, first of all, the color choice is very unique, with a very cold and bleak palette, which it's kind of like a motif for most surrealism art. But the color choice of a man wearing a suit with a bowler hat, and in the background is a sea. But the thing is that the color is not life. It doesn't feel lively. It's feel very cold, very distant. However, the most abnormal part of the detail of the picture is just an apple. It may sound obscure, but the fact that the apple fall right on, like, in front of the man's face, and it's cover the entire man's face, so it's kind of like this. Just imagine the apple. That is what it looks like now. And as I read into the pieces, I began to really appreciate it, because it's like a lack of identity, especially for when you look at the clothes and the bowler hat, it's basically like a kind of uniform. Like in back in the day, worker classes, the workers, they use this outfit all the time, and to further like distance the audience from the subject of the painting, they put an apple to cover the subject identity entirely. And it just sparked an interest in me, because of how I look at art. Like, I thought like a portrait or a painting should be beautiful, should be like, you know, have a vibrant color to, life, to expressing livelihood, the creativity of it. And this one is different, it's more abstract. It makes you rethink, and every time you look at the picture, it just gives a different vibe, a different feeling. It sparks a different emotion for each time you take a look at the picture. uh do you think people should invest more time in learning about art? Definitely, because in my opinion, nowadays, the academic ability, like skills, it's not like the decisive factor for one to be like acknowledged as smart or to have a successful career. A musician, right, artist, film director, chef, they have been very famous and very successful, especially in our contemporary era. And what I'm trying to say is that I just think that when people have more room, like right, they can have other choices, and especially for arts, because it helps them to express themselves, and it's a way to uh, you know uh, like just make the world more colorful with their pieces. It's really hard to say, but you get my idea, right? How has art changes in the last few decades? I think the main differences that set apart arts from today, like what you see in the social media and stuff, to the art in the past, is the way they portrait, like the way they illustrate the idea, and the maybe like the story, the content behind it. So, for example, back in the day, right? Let's say paintings like Mona Lisa, right? Or maybe I don't know, like you get an idea. Like Mona Lisa, like from Leonardo da Vinci, is regarded as a masterpiece, right? Because it's so realistic. It's uh, it's a masterpiece of both anatomy and the art of painting, and that is what makes it beautiful. It's because it's so much work. Where so much work has been put to the painting to you know make the whole piece. However, as time changes, we start to see like realism artists and modernist artists uh, can like illustrate, depicts the idea very differently. So as I just like the artists I mentioned above, Rene Magritte, most of his painting, if you were to put them in like back in Renaissance era, most will consider them to be very ugly. But for people in the more contemporary era, right? They see it as something else because it doesn't the beauty of it doesn't lie on it does not lies on the technique, the skill that takes to uh, paint the paintings, the pieces. Of course, they still work, but it doesn't. It's not much. It's it's not a thing to when comparing like back like Mona Lisa, right? But the messages, the message that the artist wants to say is deeper than most of the older portrait. And that is what I'm trying to say, right? Art back in the day, it has to be grand, it has to be beautiful, but nowadays people start to see the deeper layer of it, like right. So that it's not just the visual; it's also about the messages that the artists want to, uh, want to say, want to express, right? Do you think technology has affected the way art is created? Definitely. I think the best example uh, is when you compare like Chaplin, that one guy, with like a superhero movies from the modern day. Back then there is no computer, there is no like stunning visual, uh, uh, reality warping app. Everything is real, and you have to do them right in front of the camera. So they think of the creative ways to utilize what they have. For example, like I can use the sound of the box open and close to make a footstep, a footsteps or something like that. It takes a lot more effort to do those things, and on top of that, because it lacks any uh, computer generated images, everything isn't like they can't bring things to reality, so they have to use what they have to make it like Godzilla, right? Back in the day, people have to like wearing costume to become Godzilla, whereas like in 2024, you see a Godzilla in the flesh right in front of your eyes, looks more realistic than ever, roaring and walking around, and you feel it because that's the power of the computer, right? And similarly, the advancement of AI also kind of like makes art something easier, somewhat like easier to do. So AI generated images. You can create everything you want with just a few prompts, or maybe use AI to further enhance uh, your product, your pieces. So you get my idea, right? Um, so to sum up what I have stated earlier, back in the day, people have to do everything by hand, and so while they have while it's a like practical effect, it takes a lot of time and effort. While people nowadays can combine and further enhances their work with technology to make it feel even more realistic, and and cutting corners when on the production. So yeah.